And we should be hot.
Hi.
JT, Andy, and the Bee Whizzer is in the house.
Brandon.
Yep, he's going to go to the Clash this year. He got an
Awesome.
opportunity to go with oh, son of a buck. Now I'm going to forget. Somebody is helping. He's going to help run a booth.
Grant, maybe? Because he just had a baby.
Nope, it's not Grant. It's I don't have a whole lot of interaction with whoever it was,
Okay.
but he'll
I'm
tell
going
us
to
that he's
go
still here.
on. Well, Brandon does these. I need to just go on Brandon's channel and watch all of his Mad Max videos. He plays this game that I've always wanted to play, but I don't know how to play it. And it's Mad Max. And when I
Hmm.
watch him, it's really awesome because it's like it's
There he is.
before the last movie that came out. It's
Oh, so
really
it's
cool.
it's
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 Mad Max rebuilding his car. And but like the Bullet Town is there and the Citadel's there and all that stuff is there. And he's just building his car from their scraps and stuff.
I got you. So
And
it's the first series, not this second series that's been running.
oh no, it's I guess the second series because it's before the Roads of Thunder, I think is what it's called. It's when Tom Hardy had because Thunderdome he lost his car or he lost his car on Road Warrior
Right.
and he didn't even have it in the whole movie Thunderdome, which was a
Correct.
major criticism for people.
Well, he
And,
crashed and he had to be brought back to health by the kids, right?
well,
Isn't that
but
the one where the kids kind of help
no,
him out?
that's when he kills Master Blaster and or he killed Blaster, but he didn't kill Master because he was, or maybe he didn't want to kill either
I don't think he
because he found out
wanted.
the one was mentally retarded and the other one was a midget, and they worked
Right.
together and they were a mean team. But
Right.
he had to kill them both, and he didn't in the Thunderdome. So
Correct.
they put him on a donkey with a and pushed him into the with a big hat on
It, right.
and or mask and pushed him into the desert to die. But he never. All he had was a wagon in that movie. He never had his car.
No. No. Yeah, because I
So,
don't remember what exactly happened to it. I don't remember, but yeah, I
well,
just remember him being with the kids and everything, and they're telling him the story of how they got there and all that stuff, and he was supposed to save them.
yeah, I've seen all those movies way too many times because I love them all. I really love them. And that Furiosa is a really good movie. It
Yeah, it
just
is.
sucks. It's not a Mad Max. It's a Mad Max movie without Mad Max.
Right, right.
And
I don't
I
know if
think it
it's
made
is
people
it
mad.
pre is it I don't remember if it's pre
Oh,
Mad Max or post
yeah.
Mad Max or whatever it is.
Well, Mad Max is in the movie Furiosa,
Oh, he is.
but only for like 15 seconds.
I only seen it the one time, so I am not as well versed with this new, and I haven't seen the new one at all with
Oh my,
Thor
it
in it.
really is good. It really is good. Um, Furiosa is, I was really upset that they didn't get that one chick to come back, the original Furiosa, but they did it well. That little gal they replaced her or made her younger was amazing. And she wasn't everybody was like, "Oh, I don't want to go just see some woman beat everybody up." And it wasn't like that. It wasn't a woman power movie. It was just a good man Max movie. But
Right.
it was more just her telling the story that she lived. But I mean, she's still a badass. It was awesome. Guys, you got to watch it. It's really good. And I tell you, the best actor in it was Chris Helmsworth. I think it's his best acting he's ever done in his career.
Really? Well,
He
it's
was
not like
amazing.
they haven't really challenged him much on anything yet. So that's,
No.
I can see that being the thing. You know, he's mostly been just a, you know, a
Pretty
body.
boy.
Yeah.
And in this one, he wore like this ugly nose, his prosthetic nose. And it makes him look so much different. And he had a different accent. The guy was over the top amazing. He was really good. But I mean, he got to play an Australian too, which he doesn't normally get to do.
Right.
So it's probably easier for an actor to play an Australian with a weird accent than play, you know, an American with a weird accent, because they probably know so many American accents.
So we got Robert Reed came in. He's lurking. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
We've got Davo. Davo came in. Brent Lightcap.
Davo.
And Denny.
Lightcap.
Hello, hello.
Good day.
And
Is that how they say it in Pennsylvania? Is he actually from Pennsylvania?
he's from that area. I don't know if he's from Pennsylvania, New York, Maine. He's in that general area. You'll have to let us know, Denny. Because I know he goes to the same swaps as a lot of those guys.
Yes, the same one that Oinky does.
Go with the Flow Aquatics is here. Hey, Richard.
Oh, I didn't tell Oinky I was going live.
Stephen P. and Vanoski.
Stephen P. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Stephen, did you get my text last night? I text Stephen like 2 in the morning.
Well, he was probably up because his body doesn't let him go to sleep till 4, he said. He's like you all of a sudden.
Well, first I sent it to Jenna and I said, oh, Connecticut, cool. I thought, oh my God, I should be sending this to Stephen. Oh, I don't know if he got them. The problem's been my phone only sends half my texts to people lately. Whip can verify. See,
I can.
I don't want to. Let's see if. Okay, his phone number's not on there, but that's Stephen P's. I sent that to you, but maybe you didn't get it. Darn it.
Depth charge. Hey, depth charge. I didn't get any text, and I was totally awake.
Oh my gosh. See,
his phone has not been acting right the last couple of weeks.
I can't send text to Oinky. I can't send text to my brother, Stephen P. Rico, yes. Whip, yes.
Now, but not before.
Oh.
Remember? Because you sent me a bunch, and I thought you were just ghosting me, and you said no, it's right here, and I'm like, well, it ain't on mine.
Well, and you know, I think that's what you missed half your texts when we were talking about the stuff for Thursday night for you taking my spot.
Yes.
Last Thursday night would have been amazing. I was doing I almost said what the fish. Fish versus fish. And I had Dr. Anthony, and he had his friend who's a Corridorus expert. And it just happened to be I was going to do the top 10 Corys, and he was going to join us for free because they were at Oktoberfest today talking, and he was spending the extra days with Dr. Anthony in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really sucked. You can kind of see my lip is still fat, but the rest of me is okay from my allergic reaction.
Right. Yeah, we had a little incident with the Edster.
Well, and I guess maybe you still aren't getting all my texts, Whip.
It's possible because when you were telling me, I'm like, I had no idea what you were talking about. And I wasn't sure if you were going and you were going to have Dr. Anthony on. And so I just kept waiting for you to send a link or something. And then I jumped on the link you did send, and it was just a black screen for a long time. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I canceled it. I canceled that. Hang on, I got to make a black screen so I can blow my nose.
All right.
The one bad thing about working out here is all the stuff blows through the windows and makes my allergies act up.
So while Ed's blowing his nose, let's talk filters, people. let's talk filters. I just released a video on Friday talking about filters, what I use and all that stuff. If you haven't seen that, feel free to give it a play. It's not very long, but I'm a proponent of using multiple filters on every tank. That way, if one fails, I still got another one going. And if you look at this thumbnail on my stream here today, that's my 90-gallon upstairs. Hey, that looks good. That's smooth, baby. So I watched that Flowerhorn. Hey, Mac, how you doing? I watched that Flowerhorn down here in this fish tank right there. Lights are off because it's not done yet. And if you're talking, I can't hear you. Nope. I think you got yourself muted.
My thing was up in the air so I could blow my nose.
Yeah, so I watched almost 3
right.
years. I watched that stupid Flowerhorn. Never dug one time. I put it up there with a 100 gravel filter. Immediately started digging. So now there's
wanted
two
to see what
giant pits. Yeah.
It's
What
like
is
there's
that
something
down
under this one.
So, I mean, I've got two Aqua Clear 110s on it, so it's not like it's not getting filtered. The under gravel is basically just there to, serve as air, basically, like a sponge filter. But still, it's frustrating. GRB, what's going on?
I was surprised that you can keep your sponge filter with all your cichlids and they don't tear it up.
Yeah, they really don't mess with it. None of them really do.
I watched it last night. I didn't know that today's stream was going to be about filters because I was going to bring up that show and say, hey, what's your favorite filter? So if you could have one filter, what would you do?
If I only could have one?
Yeah.
I would probably have to go. I don't know. I love canisters, but like some of the tanks are not really big enough to justify a canister. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could technically. I do have a small canister on my 40.
You could have
I guess I
a
think
shark canister.
Yeah, you could do that too. You could do the internals, but I think I'd probably just go hang on the backs. If I didn't have, where most of my tanks are over 100 gallons, I might go sponge just for convenience, even though they suck as the getting the particulates out. They're pretty good for keeping it cycled and everything, but they're not great for the mechanical end of things.
I enjoyed last night on your show when you said that this was my shrimp tank, my 38 gallons cube.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he even goes big with his shrimp.
Yep, that's my smallest tank, unless you're looking at my quarantine/hospital ones. I purposely kept them at 20 and 29 because I didn't want to have to spend $1,000 on meds.
I got my blue bolts in a freaking 15.
A
Makes
15?
me feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any. I can't keep the stupid shrimp alive. They just keep dying on me, and they just must hate my water. That's all there is to it.
Well, you know what I've started doing for the blue bolts, because they were getting huge, but they weren't breeding. I started buying their water at Walmart. I buy that distilled gallon of water every time I go there, and then I just pour it in the top. I don't do water changes. I just pour that in there.
That's what I do with that one too. I buy 2 5-gallon, those replacement water jug things.
Yep.
For your little bubbler.
Yep.
For people. Oh, hey, we got Skipper down below.
Yes. Skipper's my friend.
He
I've been
is.
sitting here for 10 minutes.
Sir, I'm terrible at looking.
I have private chat on, just in case you would say something in private chat that you're in backstage.
No, I got here about
Probably the
30
first
seconds
time I
ago.
ever did it, though. There's my
Uncle
No,
watermelon
Smiley.
Pleco.
It's
Hey,
only
Uncle
been like
Smiley.
30 seconds. What is
My
that?
watermelon Pleco. This is one of my
Oh,
Clash things.
No. That's cool, though.
Good day, GRB. my for the competition.
Oh, this is going to be one of your pieces,
Yeah.
not something you're selling.
No,
Johnny, no
I
shoes?
made these. I'm also going to try to put them in the OCA. But now it looks like I may not be going to the OCA because Oinky's got a free ride here that week. And so we're thinking, or 10 days or whatever. So we're thinking she'll take the free ride to here and not skip the OCA, and then we'll go to some other aqua event next year, and maybe we can get Whip to go with us. Or not, well,
Yeah.
Whip, yeah. But I meant Skip.
Skip is way closer.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably not true. I'm 6 hours
Yeah,
away.
you're close. Yeah, he's about 12 hours away.
Oh, yeah, I'm 12 to Ed.
Oh, to Ed. I thought you meant to the OCA.
OCA?
No, you're talking to your house. Yeah,
Oh.
that's 10 hours for me.
Where's the OCA at?
Cleveland?
Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I really love the OCA. It's really affordable. It's the most affordable of all the events, and you can buy the most fish there. Because, like, the hotel is super cheapy, and the rooms are $75 a night, and people buy rooms and just sell fish. Like, they literally take the beds out of the room and set up fish, like, areas and stuff. It is amazing. So you have about
4 hours
That's
and
awesome.
7 minutes.
Oh, so you are a little bit closer there, but I got you going south by maybe an hour.
Maybe we'll do something in Cincinnati or something, because I bet. How far is Cincinnati for Skipper?
Good Lord, that's got to be a truck.
What are you talking about? I drove to Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
And I went through Cincinnati.
If we went to Cincinnati, then we
nice
could go to the
you.
aquarium there.
It's
And
6
Squatchy's
hours.
here.
I'll definitely go to the OCA next year. Maybe. Yeah.
Definitely maybe,
Okay.
bro.
Well, I gotta wait. When's that normally in? November?
It's usually
it's the
November.
weekend before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
That's my problem. Is
Sometimes it
I'm in Florida for the first 2 weeks. I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze her in.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll be retired by then.
He wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping.
Johnny says he'd go under gravel filter if that was his only option. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I can't. It's hard for me to justify that because I mean, here, let me just show you real quick. I'm going to add
I'd
this
have to
right up
say
here.
sponge filter, because that's what I use the most of. But I use, for big tanks, canisters are amazing. Like I got the FX6 and the FX4. And
You
I
see
love
that?
them.
That's
Hi, Matt.
That's where old Misfit is digging a crater, and not just one, but two. There's another one over here. Unfortunately, you have to look at my pants because there's such a strong reflection there. But yeah, there's.
What are we talking about with this?
Well, I was just talking about. I released a video on Friday talking about, or yesterday, I guess. How I do my filters. I have multiple filters on every fish tank, and Ed said, "Well, what if you could only have one? Which one would it be?" And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'd go hang in the backs, but maybe sponge. But I'm not a big fan of sponge. They're ugly.
Well-
They suck at mechanical filtration. I don't know. I guess I'd have to see what's more economically.
I think it
suitable.
depends on the. I think it depends on the size of the tank.
It
Well, that's
really
it too.
does.
Almost. I mean, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9 are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 11 are over 90.
What we could do is though hook you
Oh,
up on a
hello,
central
Lefty.
major flow.
Lefty's here. I haven't seen Lefty.
Oh my
in a long
God.
time.
Richard's here too. I'm glad to see he's doing good. I haven't had a chance to call him, make sure he was all right down there.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Lefty in forever.
Sounds like Florida didn't get hammered too hard, but there's a couple places that did. I saw one place, somebody was just posted where the water was running pretty darn hard. Like it
Well,
was an hour prior. Danny
they
B is
canceled
here.
school here.
Jeremy.
They shut businesses down here.
So you were saying about the sponge filter.
Yes.
I'm going to say it depends on the size of tank and the stock because there's different sponge filters you can get. You can get the fine ones and the coarse ones. Okay. That being said, in my Star Sapphire cichlid tank, I got 3 sponge filters running on that, and they're big sponge filters. Now they're fine. I need to get coarse ones if I'm going to keep doing that, or I just need to get my butt in gear and get that canister filter set up on it. Because with the fine one, you're going to be cleaning them too much.
All the time, right? And I use aquarium co-op stuff, so it's not defined, but it sucks in crap. It does get stuff in there. But like if you were to look in this fish tank, if I streamed later in the day and the light was on, you'd see there's particulates everywhere in there. And that's with a canister and a hang on the back and well, it's not running right now because one of these knuckleheads jerked the hose out of it's at the, can anybody even hear that? I don't know if Mike is picking that up, but it's just spitting at the top. The hose is just spitting at the top. Hey, Sweet Acres.
Sweet Lakers.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like to have my options open to me just so that if something goes down, I'm still covered.
We could get like 2 50-gallon buckets or trash cans, fill them with a bunch of biomedia, and then run them from tank to tank, and you'd have like a super sump, like what the aquarium does. All the aquariums do that.
I like what Stephen P says. I agree with that.
Yeah, that could be it too, because at the time, you guys, I mean, you want to hear about redundancy and just complete overkill. I had 3 canisters on this thing. 3 hang on the backs and the sponge filter. So I had 7 filters on this tank all alone, all by itself.
I used to do that.
Plus, I have a wave maker in there. So this basically was a washing machine.
Holy hell! Why did you do that though?
Because I had space to do it. No real reason. I kept. It originally had 2 canisters, and I picked up, like before Fluval lost their minds and started charging way too much for the FX6s. Like you could pick up a FX6 on Black Friday for $180.
Oh.
For a long time, up until like 2-3 years ago. And I would do that. I did it 3 years in a row. And then all of a sudden, Fluval said, "Oh, it's going to be on sale for $350." I'm like, "What? That's got to be wrong." What do you mean it's on sale for $350? So yeah, I never bought another one. But I
Has
do
your
have three.
blue
But
bolt-
anyway, I put it on this one just to get it seated, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
never took it off. It was on there forever. So and then I just left it on there and took the two smaller ones off and put them on the 130 instead. So now it's just one canister, one hang on the back, and the sponge.
Now my 55, I actually have two filters. I have a hang on the back, and also have the Zis filter, the one that Aquarium Co-op was selling. And I did that because I wanted, well, at the one time I had it pretty well stocked when I first did it, because I was getting fish, and that was before I was setting up other tanks. But the real reason was to get the Zis filter seated, because I was going to move it into a 40 breeder, which
Yeah.
will be happening tonight.
Oh, you got projects going on tonight?
Oh yeah.
See, now on my 40 breeder, I have a very small, it's a Marineland C160, I think it is. C160 canister. I have a hang on the back, and I have a co-op sponge in there. So there's three almost in every single tank I have. In the 55, there's a hang on the back, an FX6, and that's just there for seating purposes too, because that's eventually going to be 150. I already got the tank. I got everything. I just don't have the stand for it yet. I'm going to cut this one down, if you can see it. That's the old 210 stand. I'm going to cut it down, reinforce it, and use that as a stand for a 150. But that's been there for a month now. So I'm right on it. Meanwhile, I have three.
Listen, I know the feeling. Trust me. I didn't want to do the 40s yet. I got something coming in the mail soon that I'm going to need the 40s, 44, and I'll just do. It'll be ready to go by the time they get here. But yeah, I was going to move everything into that room behind me, but I just can't get to that project. So I'm just going to set them up. I may just do both of them tonight, or at least one of them. I don't know. I'm going to have them cleaned out to where I don't know yet.
Right. Do they sell Eheim around here anymore?
I actually have an Eheim canister filter that I bought off of Steph.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're around, but I don't know that you can buy a new one anymore. I think they stopped selling to the U.S.
Let's see.
I mean, you can get anything on Amazon, I think, but I might be wrong. Maybe it's a different filter. It was. I thought it was a German company that couldn't sell here anymore. Or
Well,
didn't want
Grease
to.
Supply selling them.
Oh yeah.
Not that they can't, they just choose not to.
Chewy selling one, but it's something different. It looks like but yeah, no, they're on sale. So, oh my God, they got real small ones too. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing one on, well, Amazon. You can get them, but where's aquariumcave.com from? Let's see. Is it site? But I just saw you can get one. What the heck? Oh, that's a part. Chewy. Bulk Reef Supply.
Hey, Xanadu must be here. Yep, there he is.
No way. Hi, Xdu. He's my friend.
He is your friend.
I had a really strange dream last night.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're still selling them.
All right. Well, it must be a different one, or I misheard.
Well, Probably not in a store anywhere, but you can get them on online stores.
I was thinking about maybe trying out that whale too.
Here's a whale of a tale about a faithful man.
The what you call it? Is it a Siche? No, is it? It's the same company as Siche anyway. I think it's the Siche. I don't think it's Tidal. Tidal uses a Siche motor, I think. Joy of fish keeping.
Hi, Joy.
Ben Sharp's here.
It's Jose. I made the mistake of saying Joy, and then I had to ask, is this a guy or a girl? And he said, it's Jose.
Jose of fish keeping.
Yeah.
He was up on a stream yesterday.
On yours? On the
He was on B Wizzle stream before I switched over to.
B-Wiz. Gotcha.
I was just talking about B-Wizzle earlier. What
He's
Yeah.
in it.
I saw he was by himself when I caught his live. I don't know. I thought it was most recent, but maybe it wasn't.
My lip's still swollen from the mustard. Or whatever I ate.
Ben Sharp is here. Finally made it to a whip stream. Hello, everybody.
Whip stream! Extreme! On whip stream! That was terrible. I'm sorry.
It was really high for you.
You could take this comment so many different ways. It ain't even funny.
Take this comment and shove it.
Yeah.
What's it say?
I always wanted to try a Magnum, but I don't think they sell those anymore. They don't sell the Magnum that you remember.
Liquid Zoo got it.
The best place to find one.
I know what you're thinking.
At a fish swap. You see them on people's fish tables sometimes selling them.
Oh my god.
That was my first canister filter. I really liked them because they were clear and you could see into it.
Yeah, and they did a remarkable job with pulling everything out of there too.
They did, and they weren't as big as the ones that are now.
No, but they were horribly made. You remember the connections in that thing, where if you twisted it too funny, you were afraid that it'd pop off or break apart.
The little metal thing. Yeah. But you know what? It still ran better than my Fluval 6.5 or whatever, or 5.6 or whatever that stupid thing was that flooded my office years
Guy
ago.
Ashby's here. What's going on?
I want to get a tote to set it down into.
You what?
Whenever I set this Eheim up, I'm going to get a tote to set it in case for some reason it would leak.
Oh, yes.
Nancy B's here. Hi, Nancy.
Hiya, Nancy. Nancy's my friend. Oh, Nancy! My, what are they called? My mosaic plant has come completely back. They're about this big. You know, like in July, the raccoons pulled all the leaves off of them and they were just sticks floating. And I think she said, don't give up on them. And you know what? She was right.
She was right. She probably hears that all the time, though.
But the season's almost over, so they're going to die.
Would you ever do a sump whip on your big tanks?
If I could figure out a way to not figure it out, but if I ever had the intestinal fortitude to try, hey, DJ Guppy's here, the overflow box, because none of them are drilled, and I'm not going to drill them. But if I could figure out a way to make that work, I would love to try a sump. I actually had my original 210 was drilled and had a sump on it. Scared the crap out of me though. It was my first sump, you know, and the pieces that set in there. Have you done a sump?
No.
I had never either, and like I said, and they don't screw in. They don't like, you don't like tighten them up. They just set in there, which was weird to me. I mean, they just the pressure of the water kind of held them in place, along with the pump sucking water through them, or gravity having it go through there. And then I don't know, 6 months, 8 months into that tank, the bottom seal just completely blew, and I leaked about this much of the tank onto my floor. I had to rehome all the fish. At the time, it was all glass. You know, I think they've since been bought out by Aqueon. But at the time, they had a 10-year warranty on the big tanks. So I called them up. I said, hey, this is what happened. They said, bring it in to the store you bought it from, and we'll replace it, you know. So, and they did. The only, you know, the pain was it's a 210-gallon tank and weighs a metric ton, you know. So getting people to move it a second time and then another tank in was a challenge. Almost killed my poor cousin.
Dang.
At least she's the toughest girl you know.
Oh yeah, no, it's he is a weight. You know, he's whatever they call those gym guys, gym rat. Built like a truck, but it was he had the low end, and it's got set down on his leg.
My niece Darby has become a super weightlifter girl. She's only 15 and she's won her first 2 weightlifting events.
You better tell her. Look what happened to me. I should be 7 foot tall, but I worked out too early, too soon, too quick, and now I have these stubby legs.
She's already, I think, grown as tall. She's already taller than her 2 sisters. And they're 24 and 21.
No, I just remember something. I also got to finish a video today too.
Oh, did you want to hear about my weird dream?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm kind of worried, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we had well over 10 inches of rain yesterday from that hurricane, and I had to drain like 3 to 4 inches off of each one of my tubs. Well, and our pool is like almost filled to the top, like right up to the rim. We got to drain that later today. But I had this dream that it would flooded and the water was going like above my tubs, like from the outside around the pool or around the tubs. The water was coming up and it was like it was going to flow in instead of flow out. And then I started trying to call people, and I was calling characters that I play video games with. And I was like, why are these the only people that can get my texts?
The texting is in the back of your mind still, even when you're sleeping.
It is. This guy with a big sword, it's like, what can I do about it? It's like, what are you responding? You're a video game. So yeah, it was weird.
Danny V handles canisters a lot. Like a lot of people do that. I was going to do that, and then I just, didn't. But he puts them in a tote. Nice.
How many freaking projects you working on? I just realized that.
Working on one, letting it dry, then moving on to the next one.
Well, that makes sense.
It takes about 8 hours to dry, so because it's like a concrete dry lock stuff. So see, I painted them all solid black twice, so they got 2 coats of black.
What
And
are
now
these?
I'm gonna do the coats of brown.
What are these for?
These are sponge filter hides.
And they're
I
for the
know
table to sell. He and
Yeah,
Rico have a table. Well, Rico's kid.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell any, but I figure I will be able to sell them on Etsy. So hopefully I sell enough to at least pay for the table.
I think you'll be surprised with stuff
And
like
she says
that.
she likes being right, and that's what she was thinking too. That they were just coming back in time to die.
So is Grant and Shelby going to be there, or are they taking it off because of this newborn baby?
Just Grant is going to be there. Shelby will
Yeah.
be at home with the baby.
Okay, I thought Shelby was supposed to be a talker.
No,
I think she was right or no.
I
I
don't
think
know.
they bounced
Oh.
her as soon as she got they announced that she was with child.
I am with child. I'm not. I don't know why I'm in such a good singing mood today.
I don't know, but you should be in a good singing mood more often.
Well, thank you.
So, what else do you got there, Skip? What else kind of?
I think you should go with sponge filters and buy one of my handy dandy sponge filter covers because
There
it'll
you
make
go.
every fish tank come alive.
You got to make one for the. I guess I'll have to get you dimensions. The aquarium co-op large.
He probably has one.
Let me grab one.
He has a large. uh, well, after this stream, I'm going to cook dinner. Then I'll be down here working on stuff. I got some plants off of Grant the other day, and I think not yesterday, but the day before they came in. I've actually got a video coming out today of the fish from the auction that I got. Well, one of them. Oh hell, I just remembered. I got more coming next week from the auction. But anyways, so I'll probably just work on fish tanks. Probably do some water changes.
I might be. I think I'm picking up some fish tomorrow. I'm definitely getting one from Mr. Adams from Primetime. I ordered a Geo. Don't ask me which one. I can't remember, but it was pretty, so I bought it. And then we've got the Quad City swap tomorrow afternoon. There it is. That's the one. And
Okay. This is my small hide.
oh, that'll do.
Or I've got big hides.
I'd put the big hide there.
The problem is that's not going to fit in a 20 tall or a 20 long.
I don't have a 20 long.
It'd work in a 20 high though.
Yep.
Right?
Sure, for certain. So,
Well,
and then I also, from your auction, one of the guys that I was bidding on Cory cats, and I got outbid.
Oh my gosh. I thought Skipper was supposed to treat us right and make sure we didn't get outbidded.
Just not see him. I don't think that works that way. But he
think he's supposed
contacted
to
me
say,
after the fact, and he goes, "I can get those to you if you really want them."
Skipper told
for
me to
45.
put a little asterisk behind the most I can bid, and then he says sold as soon as he sees my asterisk.
I ain't never said that shit.
Sold.
What Corey's?
I don't remember anymore. They were cool though, and I said, "Oh man, I want those." And I think we went up all the way to 45, and I got outbid.
By who?
All things
Nancy
fish.
B.
Oh, Mike
By all
got 'em?
things fish.
Yeah,
Mike. Well, we know where he lives.
Yeah, he's over there by Austin.
Yeah, or Matt. And so what we could do is go get some really good prime rib at Pizza King and then steal his Corey's and run.
Oh, I don't have to steal him. He's going to sell them to me. And he's going to the Quad City swap as well, so I'm just going to hook up with him there.
I wouldn't say it like that to your wife.
Wait a minute. You said Mike got him?
Or he's selling them. Maybe he was the one selling them, and he's got more.
Oh, hell, this is the wrong one anyways. Shit.
I'm not sure how it worked out. He just sent me a.
No, I'm curious now. I can't remember.
I bet you that's what it was. He's got them. Was he selling stuff on that night?
No. I'll tell you here in a second. With
I
my
think he
handy
was.
dandy spreadsheet.
I thought I saw his name come up.
He was not. He won something. I just can't remember what it was.
I know he won Corey's. He either sold Corey's or won Corey's.
Oh, okay. You're going to. Is Foxy and Peplin going to be there?
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about.
Oh, so they were selling them. He bought them, and then
yeah,
I got you.
Well, the good thing about Peplin and Roxanne is they breed fish to sell, so they might have more eventually.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna tell you
I'm
what.
not worried about it. I mean, if he really wanted them, I'm not gonna take them.
Well, sometimes you need to worry about yourself.
I've got a lot of Corey's in that tank. In fact, I probably have too many of them in there. There's a lot of poop.
More people.
Are they all different ones?
There's a lot of different kinds. Yeah. Some of my favorites are those Adolphi. They got they're like a silver body with an orange back and then a black stripe. Yeah, that's awesome.
Do they all get along?
Everybody seems to get along fine in there. I got a Cara in there. I got a 12-inch black ghost knife that doesn't mess with anybody. The only thing that's in there that has killed in the past is, which I never guessed in a million years would they actually kill anything, was bumblebee catfish. No, bumblebee catfish.
Oh,
yeah, because
how
they're
did you
this
know
big.
it was that?
Because it actually ended up dying because it ate a Cory, a little what are the little guys? Pygmy. It ate a pygmy Cory, and then of course
it choked.
It choked to death. Yeah.
The pygmy may have died already. It may have died, and he was just eating a dead one.
I don't think, because it was alive when I fed it, that night, and then it was dead. Well, gone in the morning.
Maybe they were going for the same food at the same time,
it could be.
And the pygmy got stuck in his mouth.
and those little bumblebees, when you buy them, the size of the one knuckle on your pinky finger, they do get bigger, because there's a couple now that I see once in a while when they come out. They are 3 inches, maybe. They're not huge or anything, but they're definitely a lot bigger than they were.
I would like them better if you saw them more.
Yep, I have not seen one now in forever.
Yeah, but they're probably all alive.
Bumblebee catfish.
I have some.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it smells something so good.
Mm-hmm.
I never see mine ever.
Well, they do love hiding, but where it hides at, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to lose I have Texas Holy Rock in that particular fish tank, but that's going to go into the African tank, and they're going to just get regular. The South Americans are just going to get regular river rock soon. Hey, Jesse, what's going on, buddy?
Jesse!
I'm trying to think. Nancy B said she finally got Cory she wanted from Foxy and Peplin Eduardo outbidder on it. I'm having a feeling that's probably the longfin pandas.
Could be. But did they have them available months ago?
Ooh, yeah. Well, so what's been happening? I'm very happy for them. Is whenever they put certain things up on the auction, it's like a premiere that it's ready for sale. People email them, and they don't have to put them up on sale. So that didn't even hit their get gills. Matter of fact, I got the last 6 of them, I think.
Oh yeah.
Boy, you and Dan might go to war.
I ain't worried about
Dan's
that.
like, you're getting all my good stuff, Skip.
Yeah, he's trying to buy off of breeders for he ain't gonna make crap off of it, and I'm actually helping him make money. I'm doing the complete opposite.
Nancy says, I'm using Asterix next auction. You've started something there.
Man, dude, I wish I could get those crayfish. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna have a section of a fish room here that tank will never see YouTube. And then what? They can't do nothing. That's probably what I'll do. Guess what? I'm going to pick a tank up tomorrow.
Big one, little one?
A 20 long. Guess for how much?
Free.
I wish. $10.
Oh, that's almost free.
They're like fit. Are they $50 or $60 at Petco? Brand new. Of course,
Is that
not
a
right
10-gallon
now.
fish tank?
I actually don't know. I got my 20 high during the half off sale or whatever. Yeah, half off. And it was still kind of pricey.
No,
It
they're
was like $30. So yeah, probably 60, I would guess, if I had to guess.
yeah. I couldn't remember.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
A new 20-gallon long.
I see what she's saying. Yeah, those are nice too.
Oh, that's the type of Corey she wanted.
Yeah.
Oh God.
They got so many different names. They ain't funny.
Yeah, every time I go, I have to set priorities when I go to these swaps because every time I go, they have probably 20 to 30 different kinds of Cory cat, stuff that I've never even heard of before. And I'm like, oh, I could get that. Oh, I could get that. But I'm there to find this list of African, like, take a new Nikan fish, and I don't want to derail myself.
Yeah, no, I get it. But you got somebody upset right now in the chat. So
Hey, she ignores me every single time she's got on
did
that.
you see the question though?
I did not.
Did Ed make a snail like he promised?
He did not. Maybe he did.
Is
Did
it
you
a
hear that,
net?
Ed?
Did Annette just say something?
She asked if you did the snail like you promised.
Well, did it
Well,
or is it done?
oh, he might have did
So,
it.
what you're saying is she has to wait and see.
Yeah.
I got 20
Thank you for
longs
reminding
for
me.
$50.
Oh, damn. Wonder if she remembers this because I still have it.
You know, guys,
Is that a whale? What is that?
Yeah. There's a story behind that.
and she doesn't like the snail, though. She doesn't need to buy the snail. We can just throw the snail away if she hates it.
Hello, Zenny.
No way. Zenny didn't come in here.
Miss, and that's going to still oink you if you don't make that snail.
Oinky's pretty tough.
No, there's a story with that whale.
Here's a whale of a tale of a faithful man.
You're welcome.
Sorry, it's one of my
James.
favorite songs when I was a kid about Johnny Appleseed.
It was 2022.
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm trying to think.
It was a year.
Yeah, it wasn't last year. It was the year before. I made Annette cry.
I don't know that she's physically capable of crying.
I have a room full of witnesses that seen it.
Skipper
I made-
punched her really hard in the stomach.
Right in the gut.
No,
Why?
no. I literally made her cry.
And he stole her whale.
He knocked her
No.
down, took her whale.
No.
She was so happy she had this cute whale, and he punched and said, "That's for my daughter."
No, whenever they was
I'm from
doing
Pennsylvania.
the,
Legal to
remember
punch
the
a girl.
raffle tickets for the giveaways and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I put one in there, and she said she did too. And I said, well, I hope I get it because you ain't getting it. This thing was big. It was about probably.
You know,
It was a big stuffed whale like this one. She had won this one, but she really wanted the big one. So and whenever I wanted, I walked over to her and I gave it to her, and then she started crying.
Aw.
And then she gave me the little one.
oh, well, she's probably crying because she liked the little one better, but she felt guilty.
That you stole from her.
No, I didn't.
Man, did you give your little one to your daughter, or did you keep it for yourself?
It's sitting on a fish tank right now.
So you did not give it to your daughter.
No, well, listen, that little shit. Every
The daughter
plushie-
or the whale?
No, my daughter. Every
Okay.
plushie that I've won on Stephen P's, I give to her.
Wow.
So there's a big one, the big glow in the dark one that I won off of there, the zebra pleco. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that thing's huge. I think it's 2 foot, if not bigger. It glows in the dark. I gave out.
I got one like that.
I won a axolotl a while back. I don't even remember where I was that I won that. It was on one of the shows, and I sent it to. At the time, she was really the only one doing it. I think I don't remember Foxy doing it yet, but doing breeding them and having them. She might have been, but I just was fixated on Susie, so I just sent it to Susie. I'm like, what am I going to do with a stuffed animal? I don't.
June used to do the plushies too, and she sent me the Corey ones. They're on a fish tank. I should bring them down here, but they're on my 55-gallon upstairs. Then there's a snail on there and a betta. And then there are a bunch of plecos. You cuddle the stuffy with.
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't. Yeah, no, I gotta wait for that.
She didn't even comment on my story.
She
Mad at her.
didn't. She ignored you.
But she did.
Well, it's not a good memory. Strong women don't want to hear things like that.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know if Jesse's talking about Ohio Fish Rescue, but people that have big fish tanks tend to find big fish tanks. I don't know how that happens, but once you get into that groove, they seem to become more available. Uh-oh.
You better get all your fish tanks. Oh, did he fall over?
He got up in a hurry and boogied out of there like his fish tank was overflowing.
Honestly, though, Whip, you want to get all your tanks you can in Chicago. Because when you move here, the population is so much smaller. I mean, you're kind of close to Nashville, but there's only one fish store in Nashville. It is so weird. Fish tanks, people sell the used fish tanks in Tennessee for way too much. And I used to get them for free or next to nothing all over St. Louis. But I mean, it just, the population is so much bigger than here, you know?
I'm not even sure. I'm still struggling with the idea. Do I just get rid of everything and call it good when I retire and move? Hey, TJ.
Well, I got
I,
rid of
I don't
about
know,
90% of my tanks. I only took like 4 tanks with me.
you
And
know, if your folks, I assume your folks take care of your fish when you leave town, right?
yes, my dad does.
I don't. When I move down there, I am. I'm not going to have anybody to watch anything. If I, any pets, I won't have
Well, what
anybody
about
there.
your tall friend from Wisconsin?
Well, he normally goes with me everywhere we go. So, like,
Bum.
I
Doesn't he
bought a
have a son?
timeshare in Florida, and he does, but they're not moving down with them.
No.
His son is 25 years old and going to stay up here in Wisconsin.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, you and Ben would be the closest people I know,
I
and
would
you're
say I
both.
would do it, but that's like an hour
Yeah,
drive
that's
to
what I'm
feed
saying.
your
You're both
turtle.
well over an hour. I mean, that's not fair to ask anybody from that far away.
Well, there's auto feeders, and you can leave. I've told my dad if I'm gone for just 3 days, not to worry about my fish.
I'm not worried about 3 days. I go to
But
Florida for two
2 weeks,
weeks. Yeah,
yeah, that makes it tougher.
because my idea, I was going to get Aldabra tortoises and I probably still could. They would not need me to feed them every day, but 2 weeks would be pushing it. They'd be pretty
But
pissed at me by the time I got back after 2 weeks. But like
like
snakes and whatnot can go 2 weeks.
I could house sit, but then I'd have nothing to take care of my animals.
Right.
My dad would not be happy about that. I'm taking care of your fish so you can take care of somebody else's fish. Yeah, like when I went to the GI Joe show, I did ask my dad to feed them frozen stuff, or I'll get like make rapashi and have them drop that in each tank, just so if the guppies are having babies, they aren't eating their fry. That's the bad thing. If you don't feed them for 3 days and there was fry in there, there's not going to be fry.
I other than the guppies, I never have fry. They all get chewed up before long before they get to any kind of swimming swarm.
Do you have like a angelfish in there or something?
I do have an angelfish, blue acara.
Oh
I
yeah.
have the
They,
rainbow
the blue
shark.
acaras don't eat the grown adults?
Oh, they're not in with the guppies. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
in general, like if the blue acara had babies, because I was told that they're breeding machines, and I've had them in there for a
Yeah.
year, and they haven't had baby one. So maybe they're
Well, maybe
having
they're like
babies and they're
humans.
just getting ate up.
Or they're 1 out of 6 humans can't have a baby. So that means 1 out of 3 couples almost. So just think about that. Something to think about.
Well, it is, but there was at one point 14 of them in there, so somebody somewhere should have been able to have a baby,
Well, yeah. Maybe you should have bought those 3 from Rob.
right? Put a
They
little
had
different
babies.
DNA in there.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to date their sisters. Not that there's anything the matter with that.
Oh no, there's plenty wrong with that.
I know we got people from Arkansas and Kentucky here.
Oh, gee, here we go. Yeah, and plus I have bristle nose.
Sorry, CJ.
I have bristle
I'm pretty
nose in
sure
there
that-
that have never bred, or if they have, the babies haven't survived. But there's Cory cats all over the place in there that probably would be eating eggs. I've got that fire eel in there, which may or may not eat eggs. I have no idea.
Your water's hard enough, so you should be able to. Oh, I never
Danny
did
B.
finish. I never finished what I was telling, what I texted to,
Yeah, you missed your window. He's probably not even here anymore.
yeah, he's probably, Stephen P., if you're here anymore, let me know.
Calling all Stephen P's. Calling all Stephen P's. Please respond.
Stephen, please. Please,
Old
Stephen
Danny
P.
V says that's why I stopped doing saltwater tanks when I retired. I like to travel and I have no one to take care of them for an extended period of time. Freshwater can survive. Yeah, and I don't even know. Like 3 days, I'm not worried about. A full week, yeah, I probably have
You
to
know
have
what?
somebody at least throw food in there twice over that period of time.
You could buy a machine that does it. I've got 3 of those feeders because, like, I have one on the angelfish tank, or not the goldfish tank, because goldfish should eat every day, and I put one over the big cichlid tank I have, and it drops pellets in twice a day. Every 12 hours, it drops some pellets,
Oh, really?
and it's Eheim. It's an Eheim product, but
And it
Corey
works
sells
without
them.
fail. It doesn't mess up.
Yeah, it goes. It does a complete 360, and what it does is you fill this top up with the pellets, and as it spins in circles, it fills this bottom area, like it has like this little car thing, like when you drive up a car parking place.
Yep.
It spins and it causes it to fill up with the pellets, and it spins and it all falls out of that area, and then it goes back around. It's really a neat, clever idea. So. And you can, like, it has a little trap door on the front that you can make it so it's wider or smaller if you don't want all of this stuff to come out, but I do because who cares?
All right.
It's not that much. The worst part is making sure you set it so it's not doing it in the dark.
GRB says
then you're
he's
just
house sitting for a week. Not sitting in the dark? Is that what you said? Yeah, that's not a problem because I have all my lights on timer. So I don't have to worry about turning them on, turning them off because I was terrible at that.
I tell you, I think the most fun I ever had was that week or the 2 weeks that my family all had COVID. My sister brought her 3 kids that had COVID, and my mom and dad had COVID. And I just got to hang out in the basement by myself for 2 weeks because I didn't have COVID. It was so awesome.
Hey, Stephen P's here. I was
Yes.
summoned.
So did your wife get my text? Because I texted her too, but she was probably asleep. But nevertheless, I put a plant in the fish competition at the Clash. I would have put more in, but I only know the scientific name of one of my plants for sure. Because I've got like a ton of different types of Anubias, but I don't know what their scientific names are. Like I have 2 different types of Nano Petite.
Hey, J-Rock.
One with real little leaves and one with little bit bigger leaves, about the size of my thumb or pinky nail. And it's like, they're definitely a different type of, species, but they're both called Nano Petite when I bought them. So the only one I knew for sure is one fern. So I'm just taking a Java fern.
So he says she's out shopping, so she doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't
Oh, I
know.
texted when I texted you like 3 a.m, but it's all right. She was probably asleep, and I was thinking, oh, I shouldn't be texting her.
Steven says, I'm going to get distracted again.
But this way, Steven can. I forgot all about entering a plant in the show for Steven because he said he didn't want to enter one of his awesome plants if nobody else did it. So I said I would do a plant so he could enter a plant.
TJ says he left for 2 weeks and the fish were fine. Baby fish wouldn't probably do very well, but beyond that, it wasn't an issue. Huh. Maddie, don't be naughty. I don't know if you understand how big Steven is. He will knock you down and step on your throat.
Steven? I
Yep.
thought he was pretty nice.
He is nice, but when Maddie talks like that, oh, I mean, goodness.
Oh, I didn't read it.
No, yeah, I'm not going to put
What
it
do you
up
say?
there.
Hi, J Rock does stuff. Whoa, what type of stuff does he do?
If she didn't reply, she probably didn't get it.
Okay. Well, nuts. I'm sorry. I was trying to be a good guy and I failed.
LJ's here. Hi, LJ.
LJ.
She's going to the Clash, aren't you? I think I heard you say that somewhere along the line. You were definitely there last year.
LJ, were you affected by the hurricane in any way? Oh, they started a big rescue here in two of the creeks near my house for a particular shiner fish because the two streams were drying up from our drought we've had this year. Normally, guys, we get 70 inches of rain a year here. We have so much rain, and this year has been just the opposite. I bet we've only had 35 inches of rain. And the streams in two of the mountains real close to here are drying up, and they're the only streams that have this one type of shiner. And so the Tennessee conservationists is gotten with the Tennessee Aquarium, and they're asking them to try to catch all these minnows out of the streams because we're not allowed to take anything alive from our streams.
Right.
So they're doing that, and they were having volunteers and stuff, and I didn't volunteer because I didn't know about it until the hurricane came, and now they probably flooded. But yeah, they said that they have a few thousand of these minnows now that are only from these two little streams. It's pretty crazy.
Now they're going to be everywhere.
Well, because of the flood.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they all died. This may have all been in the middle of August when it was really bad.
Uh,
But you would think that this isn't the first time they've had low drain water over, a millennium of years.
yeah,
I think it's
we've
just
had
part of
plenty of droughts.
Yeah, I mean, these fish survive, but whatever.
So LJ says she's prepping for the Clash, so she's definitely going. And she said that she's in PA, so it's been raining there for a straight week, and the dogs are not happy.
Neither's Bobo. Bobo started using the bathroom outside now.
You
Making
let your
my dad
cats go
very happy.
outside?
Only Bobo. My dad spends a lot of time in the yard, and he likes to have somebody to talk to, so he lets the cat out. And he's been doing his business outside. Bobo's like the prettiest of them all, but I don't. Nico's like deathly allergic to fleas. We didn't know this in Missouri because we never had fleas there. But here, there's just so many more fleas because of we don't have much winter. We're below the frost line. And the fleas sometimes are just horrific. And he'll like pull all of his fur out.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Dakota Joe was allergic to him too. He got bit even one time, like he would chew the back fur, the fur off from like 3/4 of the way down his back to his tail and down his tail. Looked
Well,
like a rat.
that was the real reason. This sounds really terrible, but that was the real reason why I did memberships on my channel, was to help pay for Nico's flea medicine because it's freaking expensive. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it's $350. It was $400, something like that. I buy it in spring from the vet. I bought. We use that stuff that you put on between their bones, their collarbones, front line.
Mm-hmm.
I put that on Nico, and he started to have a seizure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like walking around with his tongue doing circles, walking around with his tongue hanging out, peeing in circles, and it was really scary. I was like terrified, and he did that for like 4-5 minutes. And I thought I was going to lose Nico.
I thought I almost killed. I thought I had killed my cat Apollo back in the day because he was the cat that I don't know if I've ever said this on live TV, but I used to like to scare the kids on Halloween, dress up, and then act like a statue or whatever. And they knock on the porch, and then I give them the old scare, Wah! And they'd all go sailing, Well, in this particular case, this little tiny kitten, little gray, blue gray cat, came up, jumped up in my lap, was not afraid of me at all. So I knocked. We had a bay window. I was on the porch, and I knock on the bay window and give my wife one of these, and she came out, looked in my lap, said, "Oh," came over, grabbed the kitten, went in the house, and he never left again, other than for vets and whatever. But he was covered in fleas. I mean, we gave him a bath, with flea med. You know how it's worked into the shampoo.
Yep.
And we went right up to his, like, left a little tiny mask on his face. That's it, where I didn't put the shampoo. And you could see the fleas just piling up in there, trying to get away from the suds that was killing them. But it actually made him really sick too. He pulled through though. And she says, one of my cats started foaming at the mouth when we used Frontline on her. She got a bath real quick. Yeah, this was not Frontline. This was just a shampoo, like a made for killing fleas. Like it wasn't a long-term thing. It was just like a topical thing that would kill them on contact. Which one are you working on now? Looking good. So just so everybody knows, Skipper had to go. I took him off the screen. He got a call. That's why he got up so fast. He shot me a text and told me that he had to go on a run. He's the ambulance driver. So he's kind of important. I mean, he's important anyway, but yep. You have you sneezed or you turned something off.
Gosh darn it. Well, I'm so sorry. I've been talking this whole time.
Oh,
Well, Skipper, on our Thursday night, Skipper said, "Yeah, I'll go," but he meant I gotta go because he had an ambulance run,
oh,
and it took me like 15 minutes to figure out what he meant before I could get back to Whip, and then Whip was only getting half my text because I was sending some directly to him and some to a group chat, and I guess you get the group chat.
yeah. Well, at least some of them for sure.
So weird. But the good thing is I can take pictures of it all to prove that I sent them.
Yeah, that was unfortunate
Probably,
because I mean that was after the fact when you said Dr. Anthony had a guest that would have come up with me had I gone, but I'm like I was thoroughly confused by that point because you know your stream was up and running, it just wasn't on yet, and I'm
yeah,
like, wait, what's going on? I don't understand what's happening, and then you're like, well, never mind, he gave up on us. So,
yeah,
okay,
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Hey, man, we're just trying to get you hours.
I appreciate it. I need the hours.
Which doesn't make sense because you're such a wonderful guy.
I don't know about that. I have
Oh,
opinions, and people don't like people with opinions.
well, there's a photo of you with a dog from like 40 years ago. I don't know if it's on Instagram or no, it was on one of your thumbnails.
Yeah, it's the
And you're
one
like
coming up.
wearing a beaver skin hat or something.
No, that's just my mullet.
It looked like a beaver skin hat.
Yeah, I
I'm
had the
like, you
mullet
must have
going
been
back
really
then.
cold. Well, your
LG,
hair
I'm
was
not
a lot
sure.
darker.
If I can get some people together, maybe we can do that on a Saturday at 2 or 3 at that point. Because I'll
Oh,
be an East Coaster then.
I'm going. Oh, what are you saying?
LJ asked if I was going to go live at the Clash.
Yeah, I'll be doing my show Thursday night at the Clash, which I'm assuming Whip will be there.
I
Are you
should
gonna
be
be
there
there,
by
Whip?
then because it's about a 12-hour ride. And if I leave here early enough on Thursday morning, I should be able to get there by showtime.
I don't know if they're. I keep forgetting to ask Scotty if they're gonna have a special place for us or if I just have to find a place.
Where is
Last
Scotty?
year, I don't know.
He's usually
Maybe.
lurking around.
Well, he might be busy doing Clash things today. Last Saturday for the Clash. Probably, last opportunity for him to drive around and get stuff. Whip, is there anything you want me to pick you up while I'm out here?
What do you mean?
Like, you want me to bring you some type of drink or pop or anything or
No, I'll have that all
snack?
handled. I appreciate it though.
Well, if you get there early enough on Thursday, we go to that bar down the street and
Oh, the tacos,
no, wings.
wings. I mean, yeah,
Thursday
that's what I
night
meant.
wings. Taco sounds good too, though. This
I meant
fish is
wings.
looking pretty green.
It is looking very green.
I'm actually
Is
ahead of schedule. I was planning on doing these guys tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm ahead of schedule.
You're ahead of schedule. See, never let a moment slip by. Is Lake
Yeah.
Milan coming, LJ? Is she's your partner in crime, isn't she? I haven't seen her on. I don't know if she's still around. I'm pretty sure. She goes on like a few different ones, but not maybe not the ones the shows that I'm on or frequenting,
Back.
if that makes any sense. Wing night sounds good. Scotty's at an auction. Was asking you about shrimp. Why aren't you going to the Clash, Xanadu? You're mostly retired, aren't you? Is it a money thing or is it just you got too many oars in the water? Because either way, I totally get that. I almost didn't go because I don't know where my paycheck is going to be coming from come January, but and plus I have to bring I don't have to, but I told Lori Monster Fish Gale that I'd give her my Delhaize biker. So I'm going to throw that in a bucket and bring it along. I should ask her how she's planning on keeping that alive for 3 days.
Baby,
Huh?
are you talking about Shelby?
No. Yeah, don't go there. We don't need to even talk like that. No,
Well, no,
I'm
I
gonna,
thought you meant without Grant there.
you know the Delhaize biker I was going to give you, but you don't really want it.
Yes.
I'm going to give that to
Yeah.
Lori,
Oh, that's awesome.
but I don't know how she's going to take the hand off because it's not like a puppy where you can just hand it off,
Where at?
at the Clash.
Um, I'd use how big is he?
8-10 inches.
Trying to think how big a 5-gallon bucket is.
Well, that's what he's going to travel in, is a 5-gallon bucket. And I'll give it to her if she has no other way of taking them. But
You know what? If today is the last day to enter fish in the show, enter it in the show, take it in a 5-gallon bucket, put it in the show. Maybe you'll win, but it'll be in their fish tank for 3 days, and then give it to her.
there you go.
It would be awesome. And whoever pays the $5 gets the trophy.
There you go. That's a good way of doing it.
And then put it
So,
back in the 5-gallon bucket to take home.
Danny V says EMTs are underappreciated. You should be proud of them. I know several EMTs from New York. After 911, you see first responders in a different light. That is for sure and for certain. My daughter's an EMT, but she's not on an ambulance. She's at the ER, at the hospital in the ER. And it may not be called an EMT, but I think that's what she said. She passed all the tests to be one.
One of my buddies in St. Louis wanted to be a fireman really bad, but he had to be an EMT before because the city makes you either have to be a garbage man or an EMT to get promoted into fireman for the city of St. Louis because they make you do your time in the other spots first. And one time he was a second responder to this lady who was having a bowel instruction. Well, somehow her intestines got tangled up.
Yeah, obstruction probably, right?
Yeah. And he was coming through the door of her living room with all the boxes, so he had to go sideways. And she was sitting in a recliner with the 3 other EMTs next to her, his buddy and the first two people, the first responders. And all of a sudden she went, boom. All of the poop in her intestines shot up and out her mouth.
Yeah.
And it was like a potato gun, and it hit him right in the side of the face because he was walking sideways through the door, and it hit him right in the face because she was looking at him coming through the door.
That is not fun. That is not a fun
So-
story.
EMTs, give him some credit. He's a
Underappreciated.
fireman now.
Xanadu
That probably got him some points. Oh, he's the guy who got pooped on from or thrown pooped up on.
says, you weren't here, but I asked why he wasn't coming since he's quasi mostly retired. And he said it's a long way and hard for him to travel. I get that. Yep. That makes
It's
it
gonna
hard.
be hard to. I can't handle sitting super long times. So what I do is I have to. It sounds stupid, but I go about every hour and I stop at a Walmart and I walk around the Walmart for like 10 minutes and then I get back in my truck and go some more. I know that sounds probably really goofy to you guys. I
No,
prefer Targets, but
they're not as plentiful. So
they're not. But they both have bathrooms that are much better than gas stations. So
right. LJ says Ed Latoya entered a pencil drawing, so you've got pet competition this year.
Well, a pencil drawing is 2D art. So I don't have anything in 2D art, but that's freaking awesome. But I had some competition last year. I had there's somebody who made that big glass fish, and there was like 6 other entries maybe in my category that I was in. And then I'm not entering anything into photography this year. There was a lot of photography last year.
And yet you still won.
Yeah, well, I kind of felt guilty. I mean, I
What,
used to
for
be a
being
professional
awesome?
photographer. No, I used to be a professional photographer.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you got a few people reacting there, Ed, with the puke or the poop through your mouth thing.
Ugh. Look it up. I don't know what it's called.
Now that's crap talking.
Oh, crap slinging. It was like he said it was like getting hit by a potato gun, but it's more with sludge instead of a potato. But it was like that type of power because it all like generated a super whoosh fire at him.
Davo says it's called gross.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do this here.
What are you working on now? Same one?
No, I'm making something. I almost ran out of clay. Man, I went through so many. I bet you I went through. Oh, I don't see. I can't really. I'm gonna have to do it on a plastic bag because this has paint all over it, and I don't want to get all this paint in my clay.
Hagen Hill Design. How you doing?
The first thing to this is to
That's
knead it.
probably
Last
a
week,
typo, but dealing with humility and mold issues. That's probably supposed to be humidity, right? Humility. Although it's funny.
I had so much humidity last week. It was unbelievable. I was working in this room and it was like 95 degrees and 80% humidity. It was just horrific. And You know what? I'm lying. It was 75% humidity. I remember. But it was horrific. And now it's freaking cold in here. I had to cover my tubs, and I have the heaters on in the tubs outside.
So I
The
just had.
hurricane brought it all in.
I was outside. It's not. It's definitely not cold outside out there. But most of you know that I had my septic tank replaced earlier this year, and now that everything is kind of settled, I've put some dirt in the settled areas, and I had a landscaper come out and give me just a idea on price for getting it graded out and seeded. $4,500.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang.
That's at your new property?
No, that's at this
Or
one.
Oh, man. You know, it's so goofy. I mean, I probably told you guys this before, but this house has like 2 houses built into it. So
Mhm.
I live in the basement, and it goes out to the city water sewer, but my mom and dad's goes to a septic in the backyard.
Yeah, you were saying so. That's weird that you have both in the same house.
And we had no idea that we had a septic tank. So, but the city comes out and fixes it. Like
Not the
drains it,
septic.
sucks it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for free. Well, because dad was like, well, what have I been paying sewer for all this time? They said, well, we'll come suck it.
You're damn right you will. Hey, Mike B. Mike B.
I don't know how often they suck it.
Should be every other year. And they might be
I
able to
never
look
had,
if there's just the two of them. Although you have family over
I,
quite a bit, so
yeah. Oh, yeah, they have a lot of people here, actually. But, my house in Missouri, I lived there for 8 years and never had the septic sucked. But it was a big septic tank. It was set up for 3 bathrooms, and it was just me in the house and 2 cats. And I had a what are those ponds for that are like extra drain off?
like a retention pond.
Well, but it was for the sewer to somehow go in there if it overfills up.
Like gray water.
I
Yeah, I don't know what that
I
would
don't
be
know.
for your sewer. Yeah, I don't know what that would be.
For my septic
Yeah, septic sewer. Yeah.
pond. Well, mine, I don't think my sewer ever got filled up enough to go into it. So I just had like this pond of duckweed and frogs.
Maddie says, please tell Ed it's septic pumping. Stop saying suck.
He wants me to say septic humping?
Pump, pump, pump.
Oh, pump. I thought you said something else. Never mind.
Yeah, gray water overfill.
Pumping.
You
Okay.
pump it.
I've never had to pay for it to be pumped.
Well, that's good because it's pricey. When my
Bet.
septic was failing, they were coming a couple times a year, like every other month.
That's a bummer. You know what? I need to ask my mom something.
Uh-oh.
We're supposed to go to the Hillbilly Bistro today, and I need to find out what time we're supposed to leave.
Okay.
Because we normally try to get there around 5 o'clock. So do you mind if I
Yep.
leave for just a second and ask?
Yeah. Go see.
I don't want them to take for granted that we're going to leave at like 10 to 5.
Right. Because hump is so much worse than suck. JT's back again. So, of the 25 of you, do you guys use pet store type lighting on your fish tanks? Just out of curiosity, while we're not talking about sucking out our sewers and septics. What are you guys using? What's your go-to? Like I have everything. I have aquarium co-op. I've got the Phoenix Stingray 2s. I've got Fubo 3.0. I have Aquanet or something over there. I've got Higer. I've got shop lights. I've got a little bit of everything. What are you guys using? And what do you find that doesn't work? Because so far, of all of the lights I have, the one I'm least happy with is the Fuvo, and that's the one everybody says is so damn good. It's very dim, but I never did download the app, so I don't know if there's a way to turn it up in intensity or if it, where it is on the setting. So
Okay.
I could
My
be
mom
that
was
too.
putting on. I think
What?
we got to leave in 9 minutes.
Oh, so if you got to go, you got to go. I can handle it from
I'm
here.
sorry.
You're all
I'm
right.
so sorry. Well, I was in the middle of something now. I'll let you figure out what I might be making.
I bet I know. I bet I know.
Oh, I haven't. I asked Dad first, and he says I have no idea. So I asked, and he's just sitting there watching football. And then so I went in the back to find out where Mom was, and she's putting on makeup, getting ready to leave. I don't think Dad has a clue. I need to put some pants on because I just have shorts on. You know what? Maybe I should go now. I'm sorry.
That's fine. You're all good.
Because that gives me 8 minutes to get ready, and I don't have socks or pants on. I just have shorts on.
Yeah.
And we don't want the hillbillies to think that we're not cool.
Make sure you clarify that you do have shorts on.
Yeah, well, I've jumped up so many times. Well, you can't really see them, but there they are.
There they are.
But it's kind of cold out there, and people in Tennessee, they'll probably be in their jackets. I'm so sorry to have to leave on you like this, Whip.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll get her knocked out next Saturday, maybe, possibly.
Sounds
depending
good,
on how
buddy.
busy we are.
Oh, and remember, we got to take somebody to a matinee show probably Friday.
Yeah, I remember talking about that. Who are we taking? I don't even remember.
It was Rico. You wanted to take,
right.
and so
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
already told I told Oinky that we would be seeing that on Friday.
Yeah, as long as he's good.
Yeah. But I've got to set up my booth on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, if I'm there early enough, I'll help. But chances are it's a 12-hour ride, so I don't know when that'll put me in the front door.
My booth will be done before you get there because I'm going to have my booth done before I get wings.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I'll probably do that in the afternoon. Okay, bye.
See ya. Oh, finally, we can talk nasty about him. Oh, let's see. I brought up lights and you guys went crazy. So LJ says, yeah, our septic is going downhill and we keep putting it off. Yeah, we did too, because it's like a $15,000 fix. It's not fun. Ben Sharp says he uses a mix. I do use grow light on my green water tank. But what kind of green light? Grow light. I read green water and said green light. LG says mine's a Higer. I have two of those. I have one upstairs in the 90 and one down here on the 150. And then I have shop lighting for this one and that one. What do I have on that one? I don't even know. Nothing? I think that's a shop light too. And then, oh yeah, that's right, because that shop light is going to go over there. Because yeah. Uncle Smiley says he uses the Fluval and Night Crew. I have not tried the Night Crew. What do you? How do you feel about the Night Crew? Is that like a cheaper version of Fluval? Like I've heard mixed reviews on that. Oh, and Davo uses the Aqua Sky. That's the cheaper version of Fluval. Or is that the? It's got to be the cheaper version, right? I don't actually know. Not to brag, but I can grow algae with all kinds of lights. Boy, that is the truth. That's the only thing I can grow. Everything else kind of withers away. Denny has a variety of lights. Yep, me too. And then Stephen, the king of all plant growers, says the light spread on the fluvals is bad. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's on my smallest tank and it does not light it up at all, really. Like sometimes I can't even tell it's on. Like if I were to turn off the overhead lights and everything, then I can tell. But when there's ambient light in the room, it just looks like it's off. And then Uncle Smiley says you do need the app. So yeah, that's my problem. I never bothered downloading the app. PJ says he has one Fluval, a few Higer, and a couple of Aqueon. I didn't know Aqueon made a light, and 2 of those small tanks. It seems. Oh, you know what? I did know that. Is it one of the like the screw on the back kind that hover over top of the tank rather than sits on it? I did have one of those. Hillbilly Buffet, like the Country Kitchen Buffet from the South Park episode. Oh, you guys really got to talking. I was at the bottom not 10 seconds ago. If the tank is more than a foot front to back, yep, it is. You need 2 lights. Ah, well, there you go. There's my issue. Is that the tube to suck the septic? Don't go getting Maddie all bent out of shape there, Nancy. Hey, Kathleen. I bought some expensive plant lights, but then I broke my ribs on the duckweed shaded. And the duckweed shaded and killed most of my plants anyway. Yeah, that's a problem. Xanadu says, yeah, the Fluval app is good and will help. I don't even know how to hook it up. I mean, unless it just does it automatically, because that box is long gone, like years gone. Will it just find it like a car radio finds your phone? Big Cat, hey, Big Cat, what's happening? I've been waiting. Mountain Greenery showed up. Wow, a lot of people coming in at the tail end here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ed sucks. No, he pumps. Teresa Richards. Hey, Teresa. I'm using a Higer and I hate them. So I wish I had gone with just plain shop lights. Every time the electric goes out, I have to reset. Yeah, I don't use the timer. I use outside timers, like external, just from Best Buy, but they plug right into the wall. And the ones I get usually have 2. So if I have 2 lights on a tank, like this one has 3, but they interlock. But I do have like there's two Stingray from Phoenix that are individual, so they just plug right into the master hub, and then that turns them on and off at night, or off at night. Harbor Freight. I never even thought about going to Harbor Freight. I could totally go to Harbor Freight and see what they got. Zenny, causing trouble. Night Crew is cheap. Okay. But do they work? Are they worth the money? Especially if they're cheap. Are they cheaply made or just cheap on your wallet? I use the Night Crew, and very similar to Higer, but the Night Crew lights get really hot. So stick to the Higer. But can you grow every type of algae? Because that's a challenge. I can grow blackbeard, and I can grow the green algae, the green wavy shit, the crap, I don't remember what that stuff's called. Hair algae. I can grow both of those no problem. And now this tank, again, you can't see it because the lights aren't on, but there's like red splotches growing everywhere. It's spreading crazy, and it's like part of the glass. I cannot get it off of there. I think I might have to use dynamite or something. You don't have it bright enough. Yeah, that's probably my guess too, but there's no way to turn it up without the app, I guess. Because I've pushed the button. It'll go blue, it'll go to this setting, and then it'll go off. Those are the three that I got with the light. And then he says, but can you grow 4 different types of algae in one tank? I can do 3. I have hair algae, whatever the red stuff is. Oh no, there's 4. Well, 3 plus whatever that brown crap is. I guess that's more of a bacteria, right? Not as algae. That brown stuff, everybody says it goes away after a while, but it has never gone away. This tank, if I let it go a week, you can't even see in the glass because it'll have that slimy brown coat. I just chalk that up to my water quality and the shop lights, because it's not a store-bought quality light. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Hold down the power button on that flue board. Do it now. I want to see what happens. I think it turns off. Oh. I just hold it's yellow again, that is. Oh my God, you just fixed it. Steven fixed it with a word. It's been like that for a couple of years. Dude, that's way better. Now the Arrow 1 is like, what the hell happened? Bright light. I hope you saw that, Steven. Fixing my shit from 12,000 miles away. Aqua Sky is the lower light. Then, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the one that people told me to try on the 35, because I just have like some cheap brand that was on a much smaller tank. I mean, it lights up the tank well enough. So I haven't jumped on it because I really don't want to go spending a lot more money. But if I'm going to be putting plants in there, that's the one that doesn't have whip water. That's the one that has uh, store-bought spring water. And like everything that Steven sent pretty well died, but there's like a Nubius in there that actually turned green again, lost all the black algae that was growing on the leaves, and now it's green. And there's some sprigs of stuff in there. And even the duckweed isn't dying, so usually I kill off the duckweed pretty quick. I got a good deal on the second-hand Fluval 3.0. I wouldn't pay full price for one. Yeah, I got mine for Christmas, so I can't complain. I didn't pay for it, so. Oh my God! When I get down lower, if Steven saw that, he's gonna just want to crack me upside my head. I got a blaster from Dustin, and it's a blaster. What is a blaster, Kathleen? Is that a type of light, or is that a? Because Dustin is. I mean, I guess who's Dustin for that matter? It's supposed to be reach the bottom plants where the tanks are deep, deep tanks. Yep, that's it. Higers are good for me, plus some shop lights. I have 3 fluvals that are okay. My one night crew only has white blue off. Well, that's what I thought the fluval was. Dim blue and off. No way to lower increase it or time it. So not a huge fan. That's on the night crew. I don't get fancy setting because I use Cosna plugs. I apologize, folks. My sometimes my eyes just aren't good, and today's one of those days. I think I had a Sunday where I was struggling too. Everything's blurry. I try not to get too fancy. Like I know there's way more expensive lights out there. Like that Fluval is probably the most fancy one I have, and I didn't even bother downloading that. What's Babsy? Babkey? Babsy. Nancy? Babkey. Babsy. I suppose Babsy is better than Mr. Mango. There must be a joke I missed. Nancy B says, I don't know. And then Uncle Smiley says, the app uses Bluetooth. Yeah. Waiting for a wedding ceremony to start. So Lumpy's checking in. Miss Lori, were your ears ringing? We were talking about you a little bit, about your Delhaize. How are we going to get that transferred? Are you bringing something, or am I donating a bucket? What are we doing with that? Brent says that red Carolina algae is a pain. Is that what that is? Yeah, I don't know what it is. If this light ever goes on, but it won't while I'm live. It's about an hour from now it will go on, and I'll be long gone by then. Actually, I should be leaving in 1 minute. But we need to have a fish fam contest to see who can grow the most types of algae. Hi, Lori. I have hair algae, blackbeard algae, spot, and diatom, and two in 2 of my tanks, and one even has BGA, black. I don't know what BGA is, but that's technically a bacteria. The diatoms, is that the brown stuff? Because isn't that a bacteria as well? Bratton, Melvin, Diaton, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, I get a ton of that stuff. Yeah, when the button is white, hold it down. Don't tap it. It will either brighten or dim. Yeah, I for sure. And now and now the arowana is like, what the hell? But he calmed down now. He's already used to it. Anyone run multiple LED lights for any light or any light into a strip plug? Yes, I do it on all my tanks. No, not all of my tanks. They all go into this timer. What am I talking about? Everything else goes into a strip plug. That's a good idea, though. Wonder if I could pull that off. Just use one timer and then all the lights go to one central hub. I don't know how I'd pull that off, though. There'd be a lot of cords laying around. Running many lights off one timer. Ta-da! Years, literally years. That has been like that at least 2 years that I've been bitching about how dim that light is. Because I've been tapping it, trying to go through the cycle. I never thought to hold it down. Yeah, that's where I don't remember what was in there before I started using it for a grow out tank for that arrow. But what the hell was in there? Oh, the Red Terror that I gave to Ben Ochart, and he's had that for over a year. So we're going on 2 years. Kathleen says I had red algae in my stock tanks. I had to use a Brillo pad. Yeah, well, how you can't use that on glass? So I don't know how the heck I'm going to get it off there. But I swear I put some serious effort into it with the green. How like you get the green square pads of scrubby for your dishes, and it didn't even touch it. I didn't even scratch it. It just laughed at me, like you guys right now for letting that light be dim for a year and a half. Oh shit! Turn it down, then, because the algae is about to get orgy in there. Yeah. So I assume you could turn it down like you turned it up, right? I'll play with it a little bit with the light. I'll play with the light. Sick bastards. In my estimation, the higher timed lights with the LED control get really hot. The other cheaper ones all do well for me. They get hot, but not so hot that like they burn me. Like the shop lights, they get damn hot. Like I'm not touching them hot, kind of thing. LG orgy and sucking septic tanks is in one stream. That's a lot for a Saturday afternoon. All of it happening under hot lights. Man, I can't see. I need somebody up here to read this for me. Oh dear, now we've confused him because he got behind. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, you guys were, I'm like, I have no idea what the. the play on Nancy's name was. 3 Ricos behind. I better not be. That's a lot. I'll be on here forever. I have something, and I also have an air bubbler. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have a bucket with a bubbler on it. So I drilled a hole in the lid so it's a tight fit, doesn't leak all over my car, my truck. Maybe Whip's water is the seed media we need for the algae contest. Yes. It's definitely capable of doing that. I wish the freaking lights, I have this one. Everything else is on except for the ones behind me because they go on at 5. Because I have such an algae issue in there. So I turned them from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And then over time, the timer just gets messed up. It keeps pushing back further and further. So now they don't go on until 5:35 or something like that. Diatoms are the brown. Yeah. They're horrible. Man, if I went into mobile and took you to the 120 tank that's eventually going to go over here, when that one goes over here, I have a aquarium co-op light on that one for a plant my wife got at Aquashella that miraculously hasn't died yet. It was upstairs in the 90 under a hygrolite, but it's a big plant. You know, it's like this big. I don't know what it is. Probably its sword. But when we put it in there, the Flowerhorn quit eating, aggressively eating. Like I haven't seen it eat in a while, but it isn't getting skinny, so it must be eating when I walk away, picking it out of the gravel. And we thought maybe the plant was messing it up. So I took it out of there and put it in the 120. And because I don't have the light on a timer in there, it's just on all the time. Woo-wee! You should see the glass on that tank. It looks like somebody took a poop in there. VGA is the blue-green. Oh, blue-green. Yes. I don't know if I have that. You guys ever get like a hair right on your nose? Bother me all damn day. Jason's not here, is he? Oh, no. The best algae grower. Yeah, right. And he's local to the Clash, so be careful what you wish for because he will smoke you. Razor blade is the only thing that'll take it off. I bought the plastic ones, but they don't touch it either. So I'm gonna have to break down and try a real razor blade and hope I don't scratch the bejesus out of the glass. I'll play with that a little. Whip 2024. Yep. Yeah. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew. Try paper coffee filters. They are abrasive enough for green algae, but not abrasive enough to scratch glass. I will give that a go. Because I got that too. Like there's green spot algae and then the red stuff. And sometimes that green is hard to get off too, but I can get it. That red stuff, I can't even scratch it. Credit card algae scraping. I don't know if you guys remember Victoria, but she gave me a credit card, and it does not pull that off. Stephen, is there also a way to blow up the comments when he reads? There probably is that I don't know how to do. Oh, you know what I could have done? Check this out. I figured this out the other day. I could have been having that go the whole time. I'm getting all sophisticated. But I can't read chat. Yes, I don't know. StreamYard, I don't pay for it. I use the free one, so it may not have all the bells and whistles that the paid ones have. Control plus works, I think. Control plus. Control. Where's the plus? I'll be a son of a bitch. Steven just fixing problems all over the place. Hey, look, I can read it. Magnifying glass. Yeah. What's his name? Why am I drawing a blank? Pelham, Jeff. He does that already. I'm not doing that. Playing Jason. I wonder if you have a lot of silicates. Silicates along with everything else in your water. Silicates. That I don't know, and I wouldn't even know how to test for them. But yeah, it's horrible. I mean, I just cleaned it off, so you can't. It's not there. But you should see. It is ugly. I mean, it's embarrassing enough where I wouldn't even show it to you, to be honest with you, because it's all 4 panels are just top to bottom, corner to corner, edge to edge, brown nastiness. Snails go eat, yeah, but I don't have any tanks of snail go in. Maybe the arowana, but there's not an issue in that one because the light was so dim. Hence the algae orgy. Razor blades are fine on glass. I use them all the time. Well, all right. See, I scratch the crap out of my glass as it is, with scrubbing it, and like I'll pick up a little. Like most of the stuff, I don't have sand, but this is very small grain sand. It's definitely not sand, but it's probably a millimeter, like almost like the size of like a betta bite or a betta, yeah, like a one individual kernel of betta food. It's heavy enough where I won't suck it up the more things to make fun of me on. But it's big enough where it won't get pulled up into the python. I use the good old metal. The plastic ones don't work. Yeah, I've noticed that because if you guys will remember, I had in that tank behind the screen and in this one that blew a seal at the bottom. This 150 right here. Both of those had a calcium deposit issue underneath the water, like in the water, not like when you let it get low and there's that calcium deposit that it gets left behind. This happened in the water. It was building up. And that stuff was like concrete as well. And I couldn't get it off. I bought, I know I have one around here somewhere. I bought one of these, or actually 3 of these, and about 100 of these blades. And I'm like, well, I wonder if I could find more blades like this and just use the handle so I don't cut myself if I buy the steel ones. But I can't find that type of razor. Or maybe that's, I don't know. I was looking for the one type that was one-sided and kind of shaped like this. Like this. Anyway. It's a lot, and death scratches. So that's what I'm going to try, I guess. Zenny is pretty patient to put up with us. like twice in a row to understand. You know that's right. And I'm like, wow. I can read the chat and I can see my arowana. Okay. It's worth it. Yeah, I've got a bed. It's clean and everything. Fish dreams. I was having that problem with a 120. Put a bristlenose adult, and it's doing a great job. I had. You can go back probably and find a video in the 75 where the smaller species of that's my community tank. That really isn't, but there was hair algae that was growing a foot. It was like my hair growing in there, and it was attaching itself to the back wall. It was attaching itself to the intake on the hang on the back filters. It was everywhere in there. So I mean, this has been a while too because Misfit was still around. He sold me six LG eaters, or not LG, but bristlenose. Um, and then I also got one from Foxy and Peplin, chocolate. So I got 3 long-finned albinos, 3 regular albinos, and a chocolate. So there were 7 of them in that tank. And they cleaned that rock off in record time. I mean, I was shocked. I mean, you could visibly see it disappearing in there. It was awesome. Hey, Vibes. Do you use pre-filtered carbon block type? I haven't. I mean, they all start off with the carbon, but I never replace it once it goes bad after a while, pretty quick actually. And I know I don't replace it. I just keep throwing sponges in there. Oh, on a hose. No. Is that a thing? Like, does that hook up to your Python? I need to know more. These are really good for other algae, or if you clean your glass every day. I do not clean it every day. I clean it once a week, basically. Like I do 2 water changes on this tank every week. One on Wednesday during prime time aquatics, and then one usually today, but I didn't do it today because I got lazy. So now I have to do it tomorrow before I go to the Quad City swap. Those are really good. Another, you said that already. I read that already. You can't find razor blades. I can find them. I was looking for a specific type with the flat back, with this thicker end, so that it would stick in there. But maybe they're all like that. I don't know. But I thought one of them was. Most of the ones I was finding was sharp on both sides, and I didn't know if that was thick enough to wedge into the holder. Because I will tell you right now, if it keeps falling out of there, I will get frustrated in a hurry. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Don't sugarcoat it now, Zanny. Holy crap, I reached the bottom. You need the metal ones. Yep. I hear a truck with a backup beep. I think my rocks are being delivered. I ordered 40 pounds. Oh, you got the CRU? That's what I want. You got that off of what? Amazon? Where'd you get it from? Leslie Perry. I hope you weren't here this whole time and I just didn't see you. Single edge razor blades are what you want. Yes. And that's what I couldn't find. Everything was double-sided. So maybe I just wasn't good at the Google, because I've never been good at the Google. She just showed up. And unfortunately, I was supposed to end 20 minutes ago. So I think I am going to do that now since I hit the bottom of the chat. And Mike's not even here. So unless there's something else anybody wants to talk about real quick, I'll see some of you at the Clash. I'll see some of you at the swap tomorrow. 10-pack single edge razor blades, $5 at Walmart. Well, damn. I'll take a look next time I'm in Walmart. I'm in there twice a week too because I have to buy water for my cruise. Oh, well, see, I wasn't alone. At least I wasn't alone on that. I was just in time to be too late. That's the story of my life. So, all right, y'all be good. Make time for the people in your lives that matter, because you never know when the next time you say goodbye will be the last time you get to say goodbye, people. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week, hopefully. Bye.